Here are some highlights of this program.
Hello everybody.
Welcome to Brainstorm exclusive interview.
Our education should be corrected, adapted, and updated.
Live better, they can send their children to school because they can interact with their authorities.
Mechanics, electricity, computer science, innovation,
And we know that this Brainstorm.
Yourself, after watching this interesting program, notice the final statement made by our notable guest, a brand new one. Welcome to Brainstorm. Ladies and gentlemen, we are very excited to welcome you to this talk show, Brainstorm. It's a very important today. We're going to talk about Congolese women leadership. There are many challenges Congolese women have to meet when it comes to leadership in various domains of life. They need to be able to achieve many goals and do things in order to contribute to the development. The reason why we are here on this platform, I'm not the only one to discuss this topic. I'm with Divine Tunga, or Divine Tunga if you will, to discuss this very important or crucial matter. Hello, Divine.
Hello, Mr. Tsombi.
I'm excited to welcome you one more time on this talk show.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, with a brainstorm, we're going to discuss the things as clearly as possible. And I know you are able to analyze the things, different topics. And I'd like you, first of all, because it's been a while, we've been on this platform, to tell us more about yourself, what you do in life.
Okay, thank you for having me. And right now, I'm working in a printing company. I'm a marketer. And I'm also an English teaching assistant, and also I am an entrepreneur. I'm running my own business. And also I am a volunteer in several organizations such as Youth Power, Orator School, the Global Summit, Next Gen, and yeah.
Yes, it means that you are fit to discuss it. Is a very relevant topic, Congolese women leadership. So what does this concept of leadership imply?
Well, thank you. To me, woman leadership is the capacity that a woman can have to bring people together and to reach an outcome.
Okay, so I think you're the one who's going to inspire other ladies just to reach that goal of becoming a leader in a society. That's so very important. But before we go further into this discussion, we'd like you to watch this video. Ladies and gentlemen, pay attention to this report about strong women in different parts of the world, especially in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Please watch, and we'll be back.
Power is knowing who you are, what you have to say, and using your voice as a tool in the world. I think no matter where you sit in that world. And I don't think that power is given to you. I think that you're born with power, and I think that our job is to unlock it.
Power for me is really about being able to take people on a journey and reach an outcome. You can have people as CEO who are not effective, and when you get underneath, it's often because they weren't able to bring people along the journey, translate the vision, and bring them together to execute to get to an outcome.
I think there's a lot of power in understanding why you're doing something. And I'm not the first to say that. I have to give props to Oprah, that's what I learned. But there's a lot of power in knowing your intent and knowing your why.
You have to don a suit of armor because you're going into the ring, and they will try to minimize every accomplishment that you have. And I always say to people, know your power.
Power is living your life on your own terms, how you want to, in a way that you feel good about. It's a short period of time we're here. There's a lot of good things to do. I really try to think more about the things I said yes to and making the most of them than spend any time on the no things, you know, the things that passed, or I should have done that, or I didn't do that, and just focus on the things that I do have and the things that I have an opportunity to make something with. And that feels really powerful.
For me, power is much more about just this inherent feeling that you are worthy and entitled to the things that your work and efforts bring to you. And in that sense, I certainly feel powerful.
Power is having a platform and a voice, and being able to inspire and influence and also create change.
I think it's how you touch people's lives. So for me, being a leader is how do you really make an impact on whatever you choose to do. It can be an industry, it can be a person, one single person, but do something meaningful, not just for the sake of a certain outcome, for the sake of doing something that would make someone happy, have a great impact.
Well, is there a need for women leadership in any given society? If so, why?
Yes, women leadership is in need or is needed in every single society, specifically in our country where more than 52% of the population is composed of women. And moreover, recent studies have shown that organizations with a gender diverse workforce perform monumentally better than those dominated by single gender.
Well, you are quite well aware that in Congolese society, most ladies feel not really adequate to become leader. And they think they are left behind because they wanted to be given that privilege, so to speak. So what does it take to become a leader?
Okay. A woman who inspires to become a successful leader should cultivate decisiveness, assertiveness, and in the top of that, she must be competent.
Okay, but in the beginning, you named some of the fields which you personally try to work. And are there some other sectors where women can be really working well and also take the lead? You can name some of the fields, especially in our community.
The one who think that women have to be free to do everything they want. We don't have to let them we don't have to tell them which field feeds them the most. Personally, I don't really appreciate this way of doing things. I always appreciate to let girls to have this freedom of choosing everything to do.
A man stated one day, I was really amazed, that the place of a woman is in the kitchen. The place of a woman is in the kitchen. So do you share this view? That you cannot do anything just in a marriage, just caring for your family or to do some chores. So you cannot be in the office, in a corporate as an administrator. So you think that way. Is it possible for a lady also to be a public servant, to take a lead in a company?
It's totally possible. It's totally possible. The problem with our society is that we are trying to teach young girls that their place is only in the kitchen. To me, I think it's a sad thing. It's really a sad thing. They can both be in the kitchen, they can hold their families, and they can work for the country also. I think that we should disrupt stereotypes and we should change our way of thinking, our way of seeing, specifically in our case, our way of seeing women. It's so important.
Our TV channel, highten Development, you know, the key word is development. So when talking about Congolese women leadership, you think there is any connection between women leadership and development?
Yes. Women leadership has got a huge impact on the society, because women in leadership positions can take this opportunity and begin empowering the bright young minds of the next generation. And when the next generation is well prepared, the social life can only be better because everyone will strive to follow the example, and thus the country can stay ahead of the curve.
Yeah. Is there any program about the leadership? Is possible, please watch this video that talks about leadership program and development. Please watch and we'll be back.
With 21st century problems being so complex, most organisations have started to recognise that what they really need are a variety of leaders with a variety of styles, able to approach problems from different perspectives, able to bring different things to their teams as leaders. And that's why women have so much to contribute. This is a programme for women leaders at all stages of their career, drawing on many years of leadership development experience, working with leaders of both genders. And so we'll bring into the programme some of the topics that you would expect a leadership programme to cover. Negotiating, influencing. Because it's a women's leadership programme, we'll also look at the particular kinds of context and challenges which we face in leading in organisations.
We've designed the programme around three really important themes. The first is the importance of self-acceptance. The second thing is the notion of self-management, and then this notion of self-development.
We're a very old institution, more than 800 years of history, and really the focus of that history has been developing leaders and help them on their journey towards trying to make the world a better place.
It's incredibly important to have women empowered in organisations in leadership roles. We know that we just get better decision making, we get a diversity of thoughts, and just having different perspectives coming into organisations is vitally important.
Investing in this programme is investing in yourself.
Yes, now there is another concern about Congolese women leadership. So we want to know, is women leadership compatible with marriage?
Of course, why not? Many female leaders are married. To be truly effective, when one have a strong will and a fixed resolution to succeed as a leader and to do something which is greater than oneself, specifically when it is on the behalf of others, the force of nature will help you to do that without any doubt.
You know, let me tell one thing. This is a fact. For many men, they are scared. Say, a highly educated lady or woman, okay, it's not really possible to get married with her. Because you'll be discussing things if for instance, if she got an academic degree, it's very tough to take the lead in a family with such kind of women. So if you, for instance, is that true that you scare men because you're highly educated and because you got many leadership skills and so?
To my thing, having such partner in your life is a blessing. It's really a blessing. Why? Because she is going to help you to achieve your life goals. It's really a blessing, and I'm really amazed to hear that there are some men who are afraid of having such women. I'm just astonished.
So you personally, what can you do to help men overcome their complex, if any? If ever you meet a man like this in your life and then she feels complex in front of you because you got great ideas, and what can you do to help her overcome that feeling?
They don't have to be like that. They don't have to have any complex. I can help them. We are all Congolese. I can help them to achieve their goals. For example, I told you that I'm working with many organizations, and in those organizations, I do my best to contribute to reach the goals of organization. To my thing, we only have to change our ways of seeing specifically, and I would like to emphasize on that point, we only have to change our way of seeing women.
And then in your business, are you also together with men and you cooperate together? So how do you deal as a woman who takes the lead? I don't know if you take the lead in that corporate or in that business structure. How do you deal or you cope with any problem that could come up or arise from your own experience? How things work in your business?
First of all, I trust my team. I know that I'm not alone. We are a team, and as a team, we need to work together. Every single idea matters. We have to work together in order to achieve our goals, simply.
And sometimes the men question your ideas, your suggestions. Do they easily welcome your suggestions when it comes to doing something?
First But I have the self-confidence. And when I know that I'm not perfect, when I have an idea and someone rejects my idea, I'm going to try to make an analysis on my idea and to say what's wrong with the idea. And if that person really convinces me that the idea is not the best one, I will understand, because we are a team. We are a team.
And what fields in Congolese society can be much targeted? There are many fields from your own experience, and you think that, for instance, political field, economic field, or business and administration, which one is where there is a need for women leadership? Because if they don't do that, it will be very difficult for them to be promoted. They will be left behind.
Yes, this question is so important, because the society has already taught so girls and women which field fit them the most. And others are essentially for men. That's why it's very hard to see many females engineers, many females pilots, many females factories manager. However, we have many girls who would like to do that, but they are only afraid of the society judgment. That's why I strongly believe that it's a necessity to have both women and men in charge, to help young girls to have female figures to look up to.
Okay, that's something very important, really. And we most of the time are focused on the Western lands, but we want to focus our attention as well when we want to deal with women leadership in African communities, especially in the DRC. This video helps highlight the facts about women leadership in the African societies, especially in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Please watch and we'll be back.
Entrepreneurs, traders, business leaders from Rwanda, Congo, the Democratic Republic of Congo and Gabon all shared their different experiences with leadership. Adriana Telensi, Sivi Mulkisa, Daphne Mayet told of their journeys full of challenges at the third edition of the Biashara Networking in Pointe-Noire, Congo.
I am a woman who knows what she wants. I'm in a company I created in which I'm the only investor, but in other businesses I'm associated with the men. It is true that sometimes there are challenges, people trying to impose on you, to challenge your qualities and all that. I'm the youngest and the only woman. Indeed, sometimes it can be painful. There are so many myths that women are weak, we must protect them and all that. The woman needs us to think for her and tell her what to do. But all we have to do is, as the panel said, impose yourself, but gently, to impose oneself through ideas.
Africa holds the world record for female entrepreneurship, with 27 of women entrepreneurs according to the latest figures published by the International Solidarity Organization Women in Africa. They represent half of the African population and produce 62% of the economic goods, with only 8.5% of the women employees. According to some women, Africa attracts and fascinates. For fashion designer Adriana Telensi, the continent is a true source of wealth that inspires on a global scale, especially in the field of fashion.
I think that African fashion was really inspired by us. I show you, especially when I did the Dio exhibition, I saw John Galliano was inspired by us. I saw Masai Mara necklace, and today Dolce & Gabbana for her 2020 collection in Raffia. I think that today Africans have understood the importance of buying African goods.
These enterprising women want to go further, and they do not hide their ambitions, extending and varying their activities higher amidst enormous challenges. Nevertheless, there has been a significant improvement in women's access to decision-making positions, but the problem of accessing finance remains a challenge.
Yes, we want you to continue discussing this thing, so I think you feel free just to speak your mind, right? From the things you know, and this will be much better. But if, in terms of leadership, should Congolese women enjoy the same right with men?
Absolutely. Absolutely. We have to value each other regardless of gender, for the unique contribution that we each bring to the table.
Yes, we have a MP, women MP, and men MP. So you claim the same rights, right? But in the marriage, you're gonna claim the same right.
We are Christian. I always say that we are Christian, and in the family, in your marriage, you are someone's wife, and you need to behave in that way.
Yes, but in a society, that matters, right?
In the society, you are a citizen. You are not someone's wife. You are a citizen.
You can compete in any domain in order to
any-
boost
Exactly.
development. That's something important. But now, according to Congolese saying, a woman never build a village. Is that true when it comes to women leadership?
You know, sir, this saying is one of the saying holding women back. We need to disrupt stereotypes and to redefine what it is to be a woman and a leader. Let's take the case of Tisia Mukuna, the CEO of Laikinoise, and the MP Christelle Vuanga. They are doing such an incredible job for the country, and everybody can see that. To be truly effective, they have power the growth of the global economy of the country. In addition, women who made the police robot to regulate car circulation in Kinshasa are the best example of women leadership. They proved that women also can. So it's important to disrupt stereotypes.
And where can women leadership start? The training or the coach from the school, from the family, where that should start?
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
Parents should empower their girls. Our educational system must teach to young girls that they are as smart as boys.
You know, we are Africans, we have our culture, we have our traditions and so on. It seems that leadership, women leadership comes from Western lands. And in Africa, especially Congo, we want to copy everything from Western. Sorry, okay, no, don't do this and do that. We are Africans. You probably noticed that when it comes to children education, parents have a less means or not enough means to educate or school their children. They privilege boys and girls. So how can that attitude that we're doing things to change? As a lady right now on the platform, what can you tell them, parents, to do in order to overcome that attitude?
To me, parents, you are right saying that parents put so much pressure on boys to succeed than they do to girls. Parents should know that providing a proper schooling to one's daughters is one of the keys to get girls completely empowered. And with this globalization, parents should know that if we really want our country to succeed, we have to empower both boys and young girls, yeah.
And you mean that empowerment goes hand in hand with leadership?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
To what extent, for instance? Because it means that, I don't know if it's the same or is there any difference between empowerment and leadership, especially women empowerment and women leadership?
And to me, I think women leadership really goes hand to hand with women empowerment. But let me tell you something, sir. I'm writing a book on women empowerment, and you can just never and ever become a good woman leader without being empowered first. You need to set yourself free of all societal stereotypes and to build up your own personality, your own character, and finally to build up your own leadership. So it's really, really important to set ourselves free, and I think that they completely goes along.
In the Democratic Republic of Congo, there are many fields in which women participate to contribute to the development, but we want to focus on this video on women actively participating in political activities. Please watch, and we'll be back.
I told my editor-in-chief that if men can go to the field, why not women?
Despite participating enthusiastically in political and community life in the DRC,
Women hold few public decision-making positions, even though they are disproportionately affected by the civil wars and the resulting humanitarian crises that have plagued their country for more than 20 years.
Women represent 56% of the DRC's population. In the National Assembly, you only have 44 female members of parliament out of 492. In the Senate, 5 women out of 108 senators. It's not necessarily lack of will to enter politics, it's more about opportunity.
Women has to play an important role. With the conflict, women are the first victims. And, to keep silence about the situation which is currently happening in Congo, it's just unacceptable. The future of Congo, the future of Africa is in the hand of youth, of young people, and we have to work with both young people, men and women, to make sure that they can understand that they have to work hard to make sure that the situation in Congo can change.
So now, let's talk about inspiration. There are ladies born with that skill, leadership skills, and those who should be trained. But I don't know. I don't know. Where should the inspiration come for a woman to become a leader?
This question is so complex. Personally, I have many inspiration when I'm reading. When I'm reading, I have many ideas and I have many desire. And I can advise them to, first of all, to read. That's why I'm the vice president of a NGO Butangi. Our mission is to help young people to develop the culture of reading.
But you know that this is a serious problem in the society. People are not they don't have that passion of reading. They find it really boring. So what you actually do in your foundational structure to help folks cultivate a reading habit?
Our mission, as I was saying, is to go to school with our books to introduce literature to young people. And we understand what you said, and we think that we have to help as citizens. We have to help our young sisters, our young boys to develop this culture of reading. Is so important.
That's really matters. That really matters. In addition to telling or coaching those who want to become leader one day, especially ladies. Through reading, they can find a lot of information. There's a saying, a hungry man is an angry man. Somebody who is not eating, so you think that they can take a delight to read a book where is an empty stomach?
Yes, you are right. You are right, but I think also the great way to take care of oneself is to, for example, for instance, to me, I think is to have knowledge, to try as much as we can to have knowledge. It's so important because with your knowledge, you can be able to provide food for yourself, to provide everything you will look for. It's so important to look for knowledge, and then food is important also.
Yes. I know it's not easy, it's really tough. It's tough when you, for instance, in that position of helping others cultivate a reading habit. So what should be the responsibility of the states, or if you want, parents as well, when it comes to leadership, women leadership, the responsibility of the state? What can the state do to help?
The state has the responsibility to create fair policies and opportunities for women. Still, at the same time, women also need support to step forward and overcome the habits holding them back. And when it comes to parents, they should empower their girls by providing them a proper schooling. Also, they have to show them their potential, and finally, they have to let them know that they have the power to achieve anything and to become whatever they want.
And you personally, I know you are a strong woman, a dynamic one, and what can you tell ladies, especially young ladies, that it's possible, still possible to become a leader in the society if they feel inadequate if they feel left behind, what can you tell them to boost, to help them, urge them to go ahead, to become leaders in the society?
So all women and young girls, I would like to say this. We have many challenges in front of us. And the growth of our country depends on you. As long as you stick by your ambition, you stick by your passion, and more importantly, as long as you continue to believe that you can achieve anything and you can become this amazing leader that you long to become.
Leadership, or women leadership, a gift or a must?
I always find it interesting when Hillary Clinton talks about the subject in her lectures all around the world. She says, I quote, "We are not asking for something extraordinary. We are asking for equality, and we are right to claim for that."
But now, as a last message, what can Congolese women look forward to in the days ahead as when it comes to women leadership?
Women must really understand their very value and the role in the country. To me, being a leader is how do you really make an impact on whatever you choose to do. It may be, or it can be, in industry, in engineering, in politics, in technology, in entrepreneurship, etc. Only use your life for something bigger than yourself. And before we call it a day, I would like to say this. The very reason I'm sitting here today is to let you know that if our country really wants to succeed in today's global economy, it can't simply ignore the talent of more than the half of their people. So the country, families, communities, all of us, we need to step up to empower women because they deserve the same chance as men. And to all women and young girls all across the country, I would like you to remember this. The circumstances of your birth need not dictate the arc of your life. So believe in you because no one will if you don't, and I believe in you. So may women leadership prosper. Long life to women leadership. Thank you.
Divine Tunga, I'm proud of you. Thank you so to come in here for coming on this platform as to explain this things and this topic thoroughly. One more time, and thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
We are at the end of our talk show. It was very wonderful with this strong, dynamic lady, Divine Tunga. You followed the way she explained things as clearly as possible about Congolese women leadership. It's still possible for Congolese women to meet that challenge because most of them feel left behind, but that should not be the case. You have watched this program, and we're so happy to know that you are many. And that is not all. Next time, we'll look forward to developing other issues relevant for our Congolese society. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned in the next second channel. Bye. Here are some highlights of this program.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome to Brainstorm exclusive interview.
Our education should be corrected, adapted, and updated.
Live better, they can send their children to school because they can interact with their authorities.
Techniques, electricity, computer science, innovation,
And we know that it's a brainstorm.
You yourself, after watching this interesting program, notice the final statement made by our notable guest, a brainy one.